All right, testing. Uh, Hello, welcome. It's another episode, another day. It is. What's the date today? Fuck, it's Tuesday the 3rd of January 2023. It's just before 8 a.m. and coming to you, I guess, live from Melbourne. I never know how to start these fucking things. I don't. I don't have any script or any plan. I just hit record. I think the challenge about this whole project is that I'm supposed to just hit record and then talk into this microphone for a minimum of 10 minutes, a maximum of 20. No editing, no bullshit, just raw thoughts, raw opinions and feelings from waking up in the morning. That's another thing. I've been contemplating doing these at night, but I feel like in the morning I'm fresh. In the morning I don't have any influence. Anything that happened yesterday, I'm not gonna want to rant about and vent about, and you know what I mean. I just feel like if I did these at night, there might be a level of, on some days, a level of vitriol or, frustration or anger that would come out, and it would just hinder maybe the. Without sounding cringy, the vibe, I'm trying to keep this chill, trying to keep this intimate, trying to keep this just me and a microphone. So, but I got nothing to talk about today. I feel like I've got a lot to talk about, but I got nothing to talk about. I watched Shrek last night for the first time in fucking years. What a great movie. What a fucking fantastic film. Shrek deserved all of the praise and all of the following it got, but they milked it. Like, I don't know a single person who's watched any of the films after Shrek 3. That's fucking dumb. I'm sorry, I don't know. What are we talking about? Let's talk about... I spoke yesterday about... intergenerational issues. I don't want to just keep this podcast talking about issues, or this journal talking about issues. I want to keep it positive. Do you ever just feel inadequate? I feel like that just came fucking boom out of nowhere, but I just want to, maybe I can divulge and explain. I guess maybe it's not even inadequate. Does anyone else, is it just me? Maybe it is just me, but do you ever just fucking forget your size and your stature, and maybe the perspective that you have is different to the perspective other people have? I recently went through this little, I guess, transformative thought or transformation in my perspective. I've been having arguments, or there have been times in the past where I've had arguments with my wife, disagreements over little things. There's nothing really ever been that serious, and anything serious we talk through because we communicate like a healthy couple should. But I like to obviously think about things and be introspective and I just try and change my perspective where it's due. And so we were having an argument recently, and I might have been a little stoned, honestly. And I realized that when we argue, she sees me as a big dude. Like I'm 6'3", I weigh about 115 kilos, I'm not the biggest dude in the world, but I would say I'm bigger than average. At least in a day, I don't meet many people that are as tall as me with the same stature. Like they could be taller and thinner, or they could be the same size and and thinner. But there's meat on my bones. Anyway, we were having an argument, and my wife is only she's maybe 5'10", so she's not much shorter than me, but she's only 50 kilos. So she's half my size. And I just learned this perspective that whenever we argue, I see her as, this smaller human being, like a regular sized human. And I had this perspective in my head that I was also a regular sized human. But because of my stature, some things that I say and some ways that I present myself and my demeanor come across a lot more aggressive than they mean to. And it's purely just from that power dynamic of being a bigger person. When you're a kid and then adults are walking around and they're just bigger people, so there's just this automatic power dynamic. And it took me until, we just got married in June on our 6th anniversary, and it was after June that I had that epiphany. And I just think it's interesting that, I guess it's a testament to self, like to progress and to self-reflection and being critical of the self, because I was able to, I go into conversations and arguments with a much different attitude and a much different approach to them, because I know, I don't want to put her, my wife, into a position, where she's always feeling small. And that was a point of argument. She said once that I made her feel small. And that's never my intention, obviously. So I got offended. How the fuck could you think I was making you feel small? That's not what I was trying to do. But it's not what I was saying. It was how I was saying it and how she was receiving it as well. And, as much as the argument could be made that she should look at me differently or not, it's hard in the moment. So, it always comes back on me there, which I think is an interesting perspective. I think this is sort of the reason why we wanted to do this podcast. So that, I guess, just a thought-provoking question. When was the last time you guys, had a perspective shift? You guys being me in the future. You guys being my kids, or I don't know if I'm uploading this. I still haven't decided yet. And then there was another thing. I was watching a video back when I was 15. I'm 27 now, so it's a little while back. I can't remember the guy's name. He was a vegan activist and whatever. It was back when I was getting into all that hippy dippy shit and learning that I could have my own thoughts and opinions. And he would speak about. He made a comment about the term "misery loves company," and that's not a term he's coined. It's a term in general, but he was questioning, and I think this is probably where I might have started to do it. He was questioning the opposite side of that. If misery loves company, then that would have to mean, right, that happiness loves solitude. And I think it's interesting because, going out in the world with that perspective, and, when you've got friends, how many of you have that friend that just always has to have someone around? Like they don't like their own thoughts. They've always got headphones on. They've always got someone with them. They're always trying to do something. They're always trying to catch up. And if you're not available, they'll just move on to the next person, whatever. It might be, what's the word, pretentious? Let me just Google that first before I say it like I did yesterday. But it might be, ridiculous, attempting to impress or affect a greater importance by affecting greater importance or merit than is actually possessed. No, that's not quite right. Well, actually, no, yeah, it is. It is right. Maybe it's a pretentious thought to think that those people are miserable. Maybe they're just super sociable. But, I enjoy my own company for, periods of time. I don't want to be alone forever. Fuck, that'd be sad. I feel bad for anyone who is, but I just find that quite an interesting little quote. I'm sorry that the third episode is boring. I feel like I ran out of things to talk about, or I woke up today and I had such a good sleep that I've just, there's nothing in my mind. So, or anything that is in my mind, I don't want to bring to this yet, because it's A, the third day, and B, I don't want to start divulging too much or being toxic or anything. But I don't know. I'm just trying to look through my notes and see if I've got anything that I was trying to do. I guess here we go. I got a thoughts and reflections in my notes, and it says here, for a lot of us, life is tomorrow or next week or later. Why is life not today? And I think that's interesting. I think that's one of the reasons I started to do this was I've always wanted to just, do all these little projects. I've always had these things in my mind. I used to want to be a tattoo artist, or I wanted to learn how to ride a motorbike, or I wanted to learn guitar or the saxophone, or I wanted to fucking, be a barber or whatever. I always had these little dreams, and they're fleeting moments or whatever. But then there's those nagging ones that are in the back of your head where like they don't go away and you don't do them because there's like that fear of acceptance, or that fear of no acceptance. And I guess that's what this project is. So why is it that we put life on hold when to do the things you want to do, you put that on hold. Maybe it's just me. It's not just me, I know that, but still. Anyway, I'm sorry. That was a fucking boring episode. I went for 20 minutes yesterday. I went for 20 minutes the day before. Today I had nothing to say. So I think I might just wrap it up there. At least I can say that I didn't miss a day. And the good thing is I don't care if you like it or you hate it, because I did it, and that's all this is about. So if anyone's listening to this, enjoy your day. If you're listening to this again in the future, Mitch man, enjoy your fucking day. January 3rd, 2022, signing off at 11:50.